Welcome to Captain Graham's training classes for the U.S. Coast Guard charting exam. Before we really get into a lot of the problems, we have to develop a couple of skills, and one of the skills is working with time. So many times they will ask you to add time and subtract time. And what's confusing is that we have to remember that minutes go only up to 60 minutes and hours only go up to 24 hours. So the best way to do this is to break it apart between hours and minutes. Let me show you. So maybe they give you a problem where they give you a starting time. And they say you start at 10:30. All time is hours and minutes, and it's in military time. So it doesn't start over at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. 1 o'clock in the afternoon is 1300 hours. So remember that you have two columns. You have hours and minutes. Then they come to you and then they say that you have travel time. Travel time for all of the exercises that we do is in minutes, not hours and minutes. So let's do this. So they say you have a travel time of 35 minutes. So you started at 10:30 and you travel for 35 minutes. What time is it? So we want to add this, and always add it up separately. So it's 65. So 10 o'clock and 65 minutes. Now we look at the 65 and we say, oh, let's subtract 60 from that side and add 60 to that side. Okay. So that'd be 11 hours and 5 minutes. That's the arrival time. So that's the ending time. So they might tell you that, hey, you're leaving one location at 10:30 in the morning. Somewhere along the line, either you figured out that it's traveling 35 minutes, or they tell you that you've traveled for 35 minutes. What is your estimated time of arrival? Well, you just add them together, and that's what you get. Now, they might do the opposite. The problem might be, hey, I have a starting time of 10:30, remember, hours and minutes, and my ending time, I arrive at 11:05. And the question might be, how long did it take to travel? So one, they're asking you for your estimated time of arrival, where you would add your travel time to your starting time. And the other one is, what is the time that you traveled? You started at one time, you ended at another time. So the best way to do this is to rewrite it. 11:05 minus 10, give myself a little bit of room, minus 10:30. Okay. Well, you can't, and you do this separately. You do the hours by itself and the minutes by itself. Well, 5 minutes subtract 30, that's hard to do, right? So what you do is you subtract 1 hour from this side, and you add 60 minutes to this side. So that would be 10:65. So 10:65 is the same thing as saying 11:05, right? Now you can do the subtraction. Oops. Wrong pen. So now you can do the subtraction. You can say 35 minutes. 0 hours, 35 minutes. Well, this is a good way to check. So if they give you a starting time and a number of minutes, and you add them together and you get this as your answer, maybe just do it backwards. Take the starting time, and ending time, and figuring it out, and you should end up with the same number. Should end up with that 35 again. Great. So one way they're asking you for estimated time of arrival, so you're adding your time. The other one is saying, what is your travel time? So let's do another one. So our starting time is 10:20 hours and minutes. Our travel time is 52 minutes, 0 hours and 52 minutes. So we know to add this. So that comes to 72. So we would arrive at 10 hours and 72 minutes. Well, nobody talks like that. So we subtract the 60, add 1, so it's 11:12 is the time that we arrived. Let's do it the other way. If they gave us a starting time of 10:20, again, hours and minutes, and they told us that we arrived at 11:12. What is our travel time? So we take the 11:12 and we want to subtract 10:20. But again, this 20 is bigger than the 12. So we steal an hour from this side. Don't put 100 over here. So we steal an hour and we make that 10, and we add 60 minutes. So it's 72. Now we can do the subtraction. So that's 52 minutes and 0 hours. And sure enough, the two numbers agree. So again, they might give you a starting time. They might give you a starting time and a time traveled, and you have to figure out the time that you arrive, the ending time. People call this the estimated time of arrival. Or they might give you a starting time and an ending time, and they want you to calculate your travel time. Let's do another one. And I'm going to do one. It's a little more interesting. Okay. We start at 10:14. And somewhere along the line, we were told that it was 138 minutes was our travel time. That's over 2 hours, right? So how would I do this? How would I add that? Well, I would like to get these minutes into hours and minutes to make it easier for me. So 130, I would add an hour this side and I would subtract 60. So 130, well, actually, it's probably better just to add it right away. Sorry. So 138 plus 14 is 152 minutes. So it's 10 o'clock in the morning and 152 minutes. That's not a very nice way to tell somebody what time it is. So we would add 1 hour and we would subtract 60. So that would be 1192. So we do it again. We add 1 hour on this side, and we subtract 60. That would be 32 minutes. So 12:32 is our final time that we arrived. So do you see how we did that? We took 152, we subtracted 60, and added 1 hour on that side. Then we subtracted 60 again, added 1 hour on that side, until we got our minutes down below 60, below an hour, so it makes sense. So now, let's do it the other way around. Let's do a starting time. Starting time of 10 hours and 14 minutes, just like we had before. And our ending time is 12:32. So what was our travel time? So we take 12:32 and subtract the 10, 14, and we do them separately. So 32 minus 14 is 18. 12 minus 10 is 2 hours and 18 minutes. But we always want travel time to be in minutes so that it'll work when we do a formula that we use. So the best way to do this is say that's 60 plus 60 plus 18. You add 60 plus 60 plus 18, you end up with 138 minutes. Okay, and sure enough, these two numbers match just like we had before. So whether you're starting with a time, travel time, whether you're starting with a travel, a start time and the number of minutes traveled, and you come up with your final ending time, your estimated time of arrival, or if you're given your start time and your end time and you calculate, this is how you add and subtract time. It will be important when you start doing some of the problems to make sure that you know how to do this. And that's the easiest way to do it that I know of. Thank you.